last time on Dragon Ball Z.
Fucking asshole. So much work! Stop shooting trees, Bertman! He's right there!
What the fuck? Hey, watch this. Are they moving? I can't tell. I can't see.
And now, the conclusion.
Maybe a long fucking video. I want to edit this shit. I hate my life. There's some good character development. Also, I'm very luminous because I blew up a window for my outline. I have such good equipment and lighting. Like, Ren seems like a hard ass from the beginning, and it seems like he's just out to murder and only win the Kamen Rider battle so he can revive his mysteriously ill girlfriend. There's a lot of mysterious illnesses in this show. Like, Yui, spoilers, as a child, just dies from one. Kitaoka, who's like one of the central riders of the series, just has an illness he dies of. This, whatever. But yeah, Ren's trying to, like, revive his girlfriend and save her from one of these illnesses. Super Ligma. But none of them sounded like me. Were coughing. They were actually pretty fine. Shut up. And, like, it seems like he's willing to just, you know, kill the other riders despite kind of being on good terms with Ryuki. But then you find out he's actually, like, pretty conflicted about killing. He doesn't actually want to do it. He can't even bring himself to at one point and almost dies because he can't land the killing blow. And he seems to come around more and more to Shinji Kito's side, Kamen Rider Ryuki. He became a rider just to protect people from monsters and kind of found his deck at a dead guy's house, and he wanted to stop the fight, and Ren was kind of more swinging towards that side. He was still orientated towards his goal, but more and more he was kind of siding with Shinji. Just with a lot of hiccups along the way. He kept fucking changing his mind, and then not changing his mind, then he ended up winning anyway. That's because everybody conveniently died. Actually, yeah, he didn't have to kill any riders to win. Everybody just fucking died around him. Even, like, the final rider. Shit. Kitaoka. He's, like, a green rider who has, like, a bullman robot animal thing contracted to him, and he uses guns. He's sort of, like, duplicitous and, like, kind of tries to snipe at them at times to win and manipulate things and uses cunning and stuff. And seems like just a dickhead who's only out for himself. But, like, early on, he pays for this girl's, like, mother's surgery when he didn't really have to, and he kind of hates children. And, like, over time, he becomes less and less, like, involved in actually trying to kill the other riders. Asakura was a client of his because he's, like, a super lawyer, he says. And he almost became more focused on just finishing things with him, because Asakura was pissed that he didn't get him out of a prison sentence in general. I guess he murdered a lot of people. He even murders his own brother at one point, just to prove he's a dick. And he was mad that Kitaoka couldn't get him out of jail completely. So they have a little rivalry going, and Kitaoka becomes more oriented towards just finishing that, and kind of just decides to live his life out, really. And then fucking dies right after deciding that conveniently. Yeah, he just gives up the rider battle, and yeah, he seems to just be a better and better person. It's a good breakdown. And there's this reporter woman he almost scores with as he kind of warms up to her. That sort of happened rapidly right before he died. But oh well, he did it. Yay, team. That, like, the final battle between him and Asakura. I'm not on gripes anymore. What was I talking about? Character development? Whatever, I'm talking about this fight now, fucker. So Asakura and Kitaoka have, like, a final battle, but it has, like, an amazing twist, because by the final episode of the series, Kitaoka's ligma is, like, really killing him. He's passing out a lot. He scores a date with Reiko. Did I mention her name? That's the reporter lady. He scores a date with her, and as he's getting up, and, like, his beloved sidekick butler man, Goro, who looks and dresses a bit like Majima. Also, Sakura fucking dresses like Goro. Majima. Kiryu-chan! Shut up. I think there's, like, Majima references is what I was saying. So Goro is like, hey, which coat you want to wear to your date? And then Kitaoka's suddenly kind of zoned out, and he's like, you know what? I gotta finish things with Sakura. He's a blemish on my record. I need to end this. And so he gets up and like looks outside, and he's like, oh, it's cloudy. But the sun is clearly out and like blinding them. And then he's like, man, I can't even see your face, Goro. And then he kind of walks away, and it zooms into Goro looking concerned. So then Kitaoka and Asakura are fighting, and I mean, Asakura has 3 fucking monsters, and he uses his unite power to combine them, and it ultimately helps him win. Like, it's Kitaoka's 1 monster is no match, so he loses. But then Kitaoka Rider Man, his suit, you know, breaks off because he's lost and is dying, and you see Goro. But who was Kitaoka? So yeah, Goro had taken his place, and then you find out Kitaoka was dead on his couch. So when you see him walk past Goro, he doesn't really get very far because the couch is right there, so he kind of dies off screen as the camera's zooming in on Goro, and Goro sort of just, like, put one of the suit coats he was asking him to pick out on him, and, like, has a rose in his hands. He puts the rose in Kitaoka's hands, and he just leaves him there dead. And goes off to try and finish the fight for him. Because he loved, like, working for Kitaoka, and yeah, he's a good sidekick, man. And he dies. And Kitaoka just, I don't know. It's just cool that they pull that. You think he's in a final battle and everything. Like, nah, he's been dead. He's been dead for a few minutes now. And also, like, Reiko was trying to meet him for a lunch date, and she's sitting there, and there's, like, snow in the background, and she's just waiting, and she has no idea. And, like, in general, there's some cool... Well, there's, like, cool stuff about rider deaths, was my point. Like, not every rider actually dies directly because of the rider fight. The tiger one that I was talking about, I had my fucking sections all messed up. I didn't know what I was talking about. Yeah, Tiger Rider Man Tojo, he gets hit by a bus because his whole character arc was that he was very flawed in thinking what a hero was. But then he ultimately, like, becomes a hero when he pushes a father and son out of the way of a bus, and the bus hits him and he's just dead. That's it. He dies. And then his monster goes rampant because it no longer is contracted to anyone, and they just kill it. I think Ryuki kills him or something with his super cool car form. It's not actually car related, he just looks like a fucking car. Like I just said, Kitaoka fucking dies of Mega Ligma before even getting to have a final battle. And then Sakura, after he wins his fight with, well, Goro, he is leaving this little hideout he has, and he knows he's, like, being raided by the police because, you know, he's a fucking murderer, and they've been after him, and he keeps escaping them. They finally have him cornered with guns out because, you know, go figure, maybe we should actually use guns on him since he keeps beating us all up. And he sort of just charges into the fray and lets them shoot him up. I mean, he was kind of pissed because he didn't actually get to finish the fight with Kitaoka. He wasn't too thrilled about the whole bait and switch, and I think he realized the real deal had died already. So he kind of just lets himself get killed. His life was kind of shit anyway. He was living in some crust holes from time to time, doing nothing but somehow surviving near-death experiences and fighting and being dumb.